Welcome to the lecture series on Digital Electronics 18EC 302C, and this is the third lecture. And before to this, we have discussed in detail about the various number systems, namely decimal number system and binary system and octal number system and hexadecimal system. So far we have seen how the numbers are formed in all these three different number systems, and we have learned various concepts, and we have seen how to count the numbers in all the numbering systems, and we have seen how a given quantity can be written in different number systems. And in today's lecture, we'll be seeing if number is given in decimal number system, how to convert it to binary, or if a decimal number is given, how to convert it to an equivalent octal number or to an equivalent hexadecimal number. And we'll also see the reverse conversion, that is from binary system to decimal number system, and octal system to decimal number system, and hexadecimal to decimal number system. So these conversions will be useful as humans are working with a decimal number system, and whenever we are dealing with the digital systems, we'll be working with binary and octal and hexadecimal numbers. So we should know how to convert, we should know what is the equivalent of a particular quantity or number in one number system can be represented in another number system. We need to know what is the equivalent of a number from one system in the other different number system. So for that, we'll be going through this conversion process, and in the first, we'll be seeing how to convert a given binary number to an equivalent decimal number. So here we have shown, we have seen that in binary number system, every position has its own positional value, particular position value, and here the diagram shows that a small number 1011.101, and here it shows that this dot is called as a binary point, and towards the right side this position has a position value of 2 power minus 1, and this has a position value of 2 power minus 2, and this position has a value of 2 power minus 3, and so on. And towards left of this binary point, this position has a position value of 2 power 0, and this has a position value of 2 power 1, and this has a position value of 2 power 2, and this has a position value of 2 power 3. And for this number, the MSB position has a 2 power 3 position value, and LSB number has a position value of 2 power minus 3. So what is the way, or what is the method for converting a given binary number into a decimal number? So you can convert any binary number to its equivalent decimal number simply by calculating the sum of the products of each digit value and its position value. So in another way, I can say that multiply every digit of the given binary number with its corresponding position value, and sum all these products to obtain its equivalent decimal number. So we'll see an example and we'll illustrate this procedure with an example. So here example 1 goes here. Convert the binary number 1011 to decimal. So here this number is contain only integer part. So you can see that the LSB is this one and MSB is this one. So LSB, the digit is 1. So what the method says that take every digit of this binary number and multiply the digit with its corresponding position value. Then you will get a number of products and add all those products to obtain the equivalent decimal number. So we'll do that for this example 1011 binary number 1011. So start with the LSB and here the LSB digit is 1 and for this position the position value is 2 power 0. Since it is a binary number, the position value starts from 2 power 0 as it is an integer purely. The position value starts with 2 power 0. So I can write 1 digit multiplied by its position value is 2 power 0 and next digit is 1 multiplied by its position value is 2 power 1 and next digit is 0 multiplied by its position value is 2 power 2 and the final digit is 1 multiplied with its corresponding position value 2 power 3. So we got a number of 4 digits are there. So we got 4 products and the first one is 1 into 2 power 3 it is 8 and here second product is 0 into 2 power 2 it is 0 only. Third product 1 into 2 power 1 it is 2 only and 1 into 2 power 0 2 power 0 is 1 so 1 into 1 is 1. So we have 4 products 8 0 2 1. So sum all these products. So it is 8 plus 2 plus 1 it is 11. So 11 is the decimal and I can say that this 11 is the decimal equivalent of the binary number 1011 or I can say that 1011 binary number has the decimal equivalent of 11, right? So I think you have understood this example. So here we have converted a binary number which has only integer part. So next we'll take up an example where we'll take one more binary number, but this time this binary number has the fractional part also. Let's see how this conversion can be done. How this binary to decimal conversion can be done. So it is very similar to the previous one, apart from a little change. So here you can see the number we have taken for conversion is 1011.101. It's a binary number. So convert it to its equivalent decimal number. So that is the conversion we have to do. So here again start with the same thing. Start with the LSB. So here LSB is this 1. So this 1 is towards the right of your binary point. Towards the right of binary point. So just we'll check out the position values of all the digits once before going for calculation. So this is the binary point and towards left, towards right, as we move right, the first position has position value of 2 power minus 1. You can see from this reference, this is a binary point, and the first position towards right has position value of 2 power minus 1, and after that 2 power minus 2, 2 power minus 3, and so on. Towards left side, first position has 2 power 0 as position value, and after that next higher position has 2 power 1, and next higher position has 2 power 2, and so on. So the same thing we can apply here. So this is the binary point for this 1011.101. This is the binary point, and towards, if you go towards the right side, this position has a position value of 2 power minus 1, and this 0 digit has a position value of 2 power minus 2, and this has a position value of 2 power minus 3. And if you go here, this towards left side, this one has, this position has position value of 2 power 0, and this has a position value of 2 power 1, and this has a position value of 2 power 2, and this has a position value of 2 power 3. Right, so we will apply the basic principle of the conversion, that is, take the corresponding digit and multiply it with its corresponding position value. So we'll start with LSB, and this is a 1. So 1 multiplied with its position value, which is 2 power minus 3. The next digit is 0 multiplied with its position value, 2 power minus 2. The next is 1. 1 multiplied with its position value, 2 power minus 1. And here 1 multiplied with its position value, 2 power 0. And this 1 multiplied with its position value, 2 power 1. And this 0 multiplied with its position value, 2 power 2. And this 1 multiplied with its position value, 2 power 3. So here we got how many digits are there actually in this binary number. So we have 7 digits, so we got 7 products. And you can see this 1 into 2 power 3 is 8, and this is 0, this is 2, and this is 1. And this is 1 into 2 power minus 1, so 1 by 2, it's a 0.5. And this 0 into something is 0. This 1 into 2 power minus 3, it's a 1 by 8. 1 by 8, so that becomes 0.125. So if I add all these products, then what will get 8 plus 2, 10, 11, 11 point, this is 0.625. So this is 11.625. So 11.625 is a decimal number, so we have given this notation. So I can say that this 11.625 is the decimal equivalent of the binary number 1011.101. Or I can say that the binary number 1011.101, when converted to decimal system, the equivalent number is 11 or 11.625. So this is how we convert a given binary number to decimal number. The principal method is very simple. First, take the binary number and write its position value for each and every digit that is present, and multiply the corresponding digit with its corresponding position value, and sum all those products to obtain its equivalent decimal number. So I think you are clear with this method of converting binary to decimal. So next we will look at the reverse process, that is decimal to binary conversion. So if a number is given in decimal system, how to find out its equivalent to binary? If we are given with a decimal number, how to convert it to binary number system? So here we take this as two parts. We'll explain this in two parts. One is the decimal number which doesn't have any fraction part, or how to convert a decimal number which doesn't have any fraction part to binary. And in the second part, we will see a decimal number which also has fraction part and how it is converted to binary. So in the first phase, we'll discuss how to convert a decimal number, or I can say integer decimal, to binary. So there is one method to convert this decimal number to binary. So how it can be converted, and the method is called as repeated division. Repeated division by the number 2. And here we want to convert decimal number to binary number. So since binary number has the base 2, we have to divide the given decimal number repeatedly by 2, as the base of binary number system is 2. And the conversion method actually requires that you have to repeatedly divide the given decimal number by 2, and whenever you divide, you will get a remainder as either 1 or 0, and that remainder should be written separately, side by. And this division has to continue until you will get a quotient of 0. And after that, you have to collect all the remainders, and you will get all the remainders will be either ones or zeros, right? So the first remainder becomes the LSB, and the last remainder becomes the LSB of the required binary number. So we'll illustrate this conversion method by taking an example. So we are given with a decimal number which is 25, and now we have to find out, we have to convert the decimal number 25 into binary. And here we have shown how to convert this by following the above method, and here you can follow step by step. That is, first 25 must be divided. We will be dividing 25 with 2, and whenever 25 is divided by 2, you will get the quotient as 12 and the remainder of 1. So 2 12 is 24, so 12 will be the quotient and remainder will be 1. And next, what you have to do is take this quotient and divide that quotient by 2. So this time you are going to get the quotient as 6, and you will get the remainder as 0. And continuing this process, what you have to do, the next the new division becomes this 6 divided by 2, and you will get a new quotient as 3, and here the remainder is 0. And this process, next you have to take this 3 and divide it by 2, and you will get a quotient as 1, and you will get a remainder as 1. So 2 ones are 2, and the remainder is 1. And next, this quotient should be taken here, and this is to be divided by 2. And here you will get a quotient as 0, and you will get a remainder as 1. So write all those, see this continuous division, repeated division is to be continued until you will get the quotient as 0. So up to that time you have to save your remainders or write down your remainders until you get quotient as 0, and these are the remainders that we got in the repeated division process. And you have to start observing the remainders, or you have to collect the remainders from bottom to top. And this first, write the bottom one, this is 1, bottom remainder is 1, next it is 1, and this is 0, and this is 0, and this is again 1. So when you have written all the remainders from bottom to top, collected all the remainders from bottom to top, this becomes the equivalent binary number of the decimal number 25 here. And this is how you can convert any decimal number to binary. And here we have taken example where the decimal number are taken a method which doesn't have, decimal number doesn't have a fraction part. But a decimal number need not be always integer, it can also have fractional part. So then how to convert that type of decimal numbers which has fractional part to its equivalent binary? That will be the topic of next slide. So here we will be converting a decimal number which also has a fractional part into its equivalent binary. So what is the procedure to convert? So here we have taken an example, and with the help of this example we will explain the procedure. And here the problem is to convert the decimal number 25.75 to binary system. So here the problem can be divided into two parts again. One is to convert the integer part separately, integer part of the decimal number to binary separately, and the second part is to convert the fractional part of the decimal number to binary separately. And then after finally we have to combine the integer part and fractional part. So here how we will do this, and here you can see that the integer part is 25, and 25 decimal should be converted to binary by using the previous method of the repeated division. And we have seen in the previous example that the 25, when you apply the repeated division method, this will be converted to binary 11001. So the first part is we are converting the integer part to its equivalent binary. So 11001 we obtained by using previous method. That is same. Then we have fractional part. Fractional part here is 0.75. 0.75. Then how to convert this fractional part to its equivalent binary? So what you have to do is whenever you have a fractional part in the decimal number, and when you want to convert it to binary, what you have to do is take that fractional part separately and multiply the fractional part repeatedly with 2 and collect the integers each time you get the result. So that means first we will separate the integer part, fractional part. So integer part equivalent can be found by using repeated division. And next we will take the fractional part. The fractional part, what you have to do is you have to multiply that with 2. And in the result, you have to separate the integer part, and whatever the fractional part remains, that should be again multiplied with 2. And from the result, you have to separate integer part. Again, the fractional part should be multiplied with 2. Again, integer part is to be separated, and so on. So we'll illustrate this here for this example. The fractional part of our example is 0.75. So 0.75 should be multiplied with 2, and we will get the result as the product as 1.5. And in this, the integer part is 1. So it should be separated and written side by. So after the integer part is removed, what remains is 0.5. And this 0.5 is to be multiplied again with 2. And the result will be 1.0. Here also you separate the integer part write it separately and written here it is written as 1, and after removing this integer part what remains is 0.0. So then 0.0 is to be again multiplied with 2, and this time we'll get 0.0. So the integer part is 0. We separated the integer part and it is 0. So this process of repeated multiplication is to be continued until you get the last integer part as 0. And in some case, you may not get the integer part as 0, but you have to start it somewhere depending on the requirement. That means whether you want to stop with 2 digits or 3 digits or 4 digits, you have to stop there. If you don't get uh, 0 at any stage of this multiplication, you have to stop there. So here anyway we got a 0 integer part after third multiplication, so we'll stop it here. And now what you have to do is we have to collect the integer parts from the top to bottom. So collect all the integer parts from top to bottom, that is 1, 1, 0. And all these bits from top to bottom should be written after the decimal, after the binary point. After the binary point, so now the binary number becomes 0.110. So now I can say that this 0.75 in decimal is equivalent to 0.110 in binary. So how we did it actually? So we'll review this slide. We'll review this conversion from decimal to binary. So if the decimal number doesn't have any fractional part, you apply the method of repeated division by 2. So that means you have to divide the number continuously by 2. So first you will divide the original number by 2, you will get a quotient, and this you will also get a remainder of either 1 or 0. You write the remainder side by and take this quotient as a new divisor and multiply again with 2, and you will get a new quotient and you will get a remainder, and continue this process until your quotient becomes 0. And now collect all these remainders from bottom to top. That means the bottom remainder becomes LSB, MSB, and top remainder becomes LSB of the binary number, the, the binary number. And if you have, in the second case, if the decimal number has also a fractional part, what you have to do is separate the integer part and fractional part. So that means the conversion process is done in 2 steps. One is convert the integer part separately, and in the next part convert the fractional part separately and combine the result. So here in this example how the integer part is separated and it can be converted to its equivalent to binary by using repeated division, and the fractional part is separated. The fractional part here it is converted to its equivalent binary by using repeated multiplication and collecting the integer parts each time. And this repeated multiplication should continue until you get integer part as 0 or until you get sufficient number of bits. So that is specified, how many bits are required, that is specified as per the requirement, as per the problem. So collect all the integer parts that you get while multiplying the fractional parts repeatedly, and collect all the integer parts from top to bottom and place all these digits after the binary point. That becomes the uh, equivalent of the fractional part, fractional decimal part. So now for a complete result, what you have to do, you have to combine that integer part and fractional part. So 25.75 decimal is equivalent to, for 25 we got 11001, so that is 11001, and here you have a decimal point, so here you put a fraction binary point, and after that you have what is 75, this is a fractional part, and for fractional part you have got 110, so we put 110 there, and this becomes 11001.110 is the binary equivalent number of the given decimal number 25.75, and this is how we convert a given decimal number to its equivalent binary number. I think it is clear and a very easy procedure, but you should be careful whether how to collect or what is the direction of collecting integer parts, whether it is from top to bottom or bottom to top, when you are dealing with fractional part, and when you are dealing with integer part, how to collect the remainders from bottom to top or top to bottom. So remainders are to be collected from bottom to top, integer parts are to be collected from top to bottom. And this concludes the conversion of a given binary number to a decimal number. Very easy procedure where you will take each digit of a binary number and multiply it with corresponding position value, and you will get number of products, and sum all those products you will get a equivalent decimal number. And for decimal to binary conversion, if the decimal contains only integer part, you have to apply repeated division method, and if the decimal number also contains a fractional part, the integer part and fractional part are to be separated. Integer conversion can be done by repeated division, and fractional conversion can be done by repeated multiplication by 2. So this is the conversion from binary to decimal and decimal to binary. So if you have understood these two conversions, the remaining conversions will be very easy to follow, because what changes is that only the base when you go to a different number system. So here we have to convert from decimal to binary, we have continuously divided by 2 for integer part, and for fractional part we have continuously multiplied by 2, because why, we are converting from decimal to binary where binary has a base of 2. So if you go for other systems, you will do the same repeated division or repeated multiplication by its base. Okay, it's a binary number, you multiply or divide with its base 2, and if it is octal, you multiply or divide with its base 8, and if it is hexadecimal, you multiply or divide with 16. Right? So we'll see that in the next slide. So here look at how now we can, if a number given is octal number, how to convert it to its equivalent decimal number. So before going to this, we just observe the position values, very important. So here you can see that here he had shown as octal point, and towards left if you know the position values for a octal number are 8 power minus 1, 8 power minus 2, and so on. And if you go move towards left, the position values will be for first position, the position value is 8 power 0, for next position 8 power 1, and so on, right? So then we'll see how to convert a given octal number to its equivalent decimal number. What do you have to do? Take that octal number and for each digit that you find, multiply the digit with its corresponding position value, and you will get number of products depending on how many number of digits that are present in the octal number, and sum all those products, you will get the equivalent decimal number. Very similar to how you have converted a binary number to decimal number, but here the position values are different. Here, since it is an octal number, the position values will be powers of 8, but the procedure remains same. So here, this procedure we can illustrate by an example. So the example goes like this: convert the octal number 67.5. So we cannot read it as 67.5 because it is not a number from decimal number system. So read it as 67.5 to decimal. So here you can see, observe that this is an octal point, and to the right side you have the digit 5, and its position value is to the right side of the octal point. The first position has a position value of 8 power minus 1. So this 5 has a position value of 8 power minus 1. So take the digit 5 and multiply it with 8 power minus 1. And there are no more digits towards right, and go towards left side of the octal point. The first digit is 7, and its position value you can see here towards the left of the octal point. The first position has a position value of 8 power 0. So 7 must be multiplied with 8 power 0, and similarly the next digit is 6, and its position value is 8 power 1. So 6 into 8 power 1. So now we have only 3 digits, so we got only 3 products. So now simplify this. So 6 into 8 is 48, and this 7 into 8 power 0 is 7, and this is 5 by 8, and this is 0.62. So summing up all those, we get 55.62. So this is the equivalent decimal number. 50.5.62 is the equivalent decimal number of the octal 67.5. Or I can say when octal number 67.5 is converted to decimal, the result is 55.62. So very similar, the same procedure that did for binary to decimal conversion, except the position values which are powers of 8 here. So similarly, we'll do the reverse conversion, that is from decimal to octal. And again here, the decimal to octal conversion. The decimal to octal conversion is again divided or carried out in two parts. One is where the decimal doesn't have any fraction part, and in the second place we will see where the decimal also has a fraction part. So the procedure remains the same, but here it is converting from decimal to octal. So when we have converted decimal number to binary, what we did actually, we have taken our original number or decimal number and we repeatedly divided it with 2. Then we have seen the conversion of decimal to binary. Why we have divided with 2? Because binary number system's base is 2. But here we have to convert decimal to octal. And since octal has the base of 8, what we have to do? Here also we will do the repeated division, but not by 2, but this time by 8. So the same procedure, the decimal number can be converted to octal number by using repeated division by 8. And the conversion requires what you have to do? Dividing the decimal number by 8 and writing down the remainders after each division until you get a quotient of 0. So this method is illustrated by taking an example. So here the example is convert the decimal number 266 into octal system. So it is illustrated here. 266 when divided with 8, you will get a quotient of 33. So 8 3s are 24. What remains is again 26. 8 8 is 24. So what remains is the final remainder is 2. So remainder 2 is written separately. Remainder 2 is written separately, and we'll take this quotient for the next division. So 33 divided by 8, so we get the quotient as 4 and remainder as 1. And this 4 is taken for next division by 8. And 4 divided by 8 is, the quotient is 0 and remainder is 4. So what you have to do? You have to collect the remainders from bottom to top. That means the last remainder becomes the most significant digit, and initial remainder becomes the least significant digit of the result. So we'll write this as 412. So 412 is the octal number equivalent to the decimal number 266. Right? So very simple. Take the decimal number whenever you want to convert it to octal. Take the decimal number and repeatedly divide it with 8. And for each division, we collect the remainder. And this division should continue until we get a quotient of 0. And the last remainder becomes the most significant digit, and the starting remainder becomes the least significant digit of the octal number. So this is how we convert decimal to octal conversion when there is no fractional part to the decimal number. Next we will see what if the decimal number that we want to convert into octal has fractional part. So the procedure remains the same as that of the previous one. So here we'll look at how to convert this by taking an example. So here the first example, convert the decimal number 266.75 to octal. So whenever a decimal number has a fractional part, if you want to convert it to other number system, procedure remains the same. Convert the integer part separately, convert the decimal part, fractional part separately, and combine both to get a final result. So here also we separated the integer part, and this integer part can be converted to octal by using repeated division by 8, and that is the same thing what we have done. 266 after repeated division we will get the equivalent octal number as 412. So for integer the procedure is the same, repeated division, and you will get the result as 412. And now come to the fractional part, which is 0.75. So what you have to do to convert this fractional decimal number to octal? Take this fractional part and multiply with 8, and from the result you separate the integer part, and again take the fractional part, new fraction part, again multiply with 8, and from the result again you collect integer part, and so on until your integer part becomes 0. And here how is illustrated here, 0.75 the fraction part multiplied with 8, and here you will get the result as 6.0. 6.0. From this, you separate the integer part, this is 6. And after separating the integer part, what remains is 0.0. And take this 0.0 and multiply again with 8. And what you will get the result as 0.0. From this, you separate the integer part, which is 0. And so here we got the integer part as 0, so we will stop here. And now what you have to do is collect the integer parts from top to bottom. Top to bottom. That means the first integer part, top to bottom, that is 60. So 0.75 decimal equal to now 0.60 actually. So it can be written as 0.6. Right? So this fractional part 0.75 in decimal, now it is equivalent to 0.6 in octal. So to get a total or complete result, what you have to do? The integer part 266 equivalent is 412 in octal, and fractional part 0.75 equivalent is 0.6 in octal. So combine these two, so then you will get 266.75 in decimal. It is now equivalent to 412.6 in octal. So I think you have understood this. A very easy procedure, but you have to be careful when you are collecting the integers and remainders. You have to be careful about the order in which you will be collecting the integer and remainder. So this completes conversion of a decimal number to. So this lecture so far has covered conversion from decimal number to binary and binary number to decimal, and it also covered conversion from decimal number to octal number and octal number to decimal number. So the remaining conversion part, that is from hexadecimal to decimal system and decimal to hexadecimal system, will be seen in the next lecture. Thank you.